Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It is day 3 of the Fuck Your Love Fears Challenge. Making sure, hey, goddesses are letting me know. All right. So as you enter the space, take a moment, separate your day. Yay, let me know who's here. Yay, Claudine. Let me know what your celebrations are so far. Great. Karen, I'm so glad you're here. And just shake up your shoulders or do a finger dance, but give your body permission to know that you are entering this magical space. Hola. Are you saying hola or holla? I like both of them. I'm going to get our cards out. So just taking a moment to dance. Move. Move your shoulders. Move your face. If I got so many cool messages of women that can't make it tonight, and I just want to say thank you for being so committed and letting me know. All right, I'm going to lower the music. All right, hola. So welcome, it is day 3. For those of you, there's some new enchantresses that joined our coven today. Welcome, welcome. I am Enchantress Shane. I am the creator of Fuck Your Fears, which is a course that happens seasonally. It happens once a season, and we do these challenges to bring energy to the coven and really get connected to our sisters. So this isn't just a dormant Facebook group. It is like alive and a party and doing really well. And so I open up this sacred space for us to dive into fears around love. But today we are going to talk about doming your date. Welcome, Jermaine. And so your date could be anyone. It could be your husband, your partner, your lover, your girlfriend, your first date, your third date, anyone. This kind of language that we're going to talk about, communication, works with anyone. Hola. Hello, Goddess Ronnie, Enchantress Jermaine. So glad you're here. And so if this is your first day of the challenge, because we have a lot of new enchantresses here, it's totally okay. You can catch up. Oh, cool, Ronnie. I like your lives. You can catch up if you want. The lives are here in this group. And also, if you need to see them more clear, you can go to the left side of the page. There's a section that says videos. Let me make sure that's true. And you can check in there. And it says, day 1 through whatever we're doing. I'm listening to my dog who is now humping. Oh, Lord. Okay. So, as I said, I'm Enchantress Shane. I am, in the most general sense, a life coach. But I'm here to work with women who want to fuck their fears. And it could be hard, gently, softly, lovingly. My background is I'm a therapist. Ooh, I see a new one. Who's this? I was a stripper and a preschool teacher. Oh, Fatima, you blew this shit out of the water with all your colors. So divinely beautiful. I love how goddesses come in and get it done last second. Me too. Okay. So also, if you haven't seen your other sisters' posts, you're going to get blown out of the water. And if you didn't do it yet, you can do it anytime. So go to the left-hand side of the screen and you'll see in the Awkward Enchanted Coven that there's a place that says videos. So you can rewatch all of them. Also, if you haven't already signed up to get the emails, do that too. And you get the copies of the videos that way. I really make it easy for everyone to be successful. So if you make this a priority, you'll be successful. Welcome, Lenore. Lenore is one of our famous goddesses who came to the burlesque class, and you'll see her fierce ass pictures in the photo albums. Okay, so when I was a stripper and a preschool teacher, I noticed that women were left out of the game of play. And that bothered me. And it didn't bother me as much in the moment as it does now. When women are discussing sex or pussy or feeling powerful or empowerment, there's a lot of like, oh, no. Or there's a lot of like, I don't know. Or a lot of stuck, a lot of awkward. And I'm here to help everyone through that, through fucking some fears. So I'm going to pull a card for us and let this card be for the highest good for all involved, whoever is here present or whoever couldn't make it tonight, and including all the enchantresses who are watching on the replay. There are many. Okay. Ooh. You guys, I know. I always say you guys, but goddesses, this is amazing. Today, I have never pulled this card before. Surrender to setting limits. It's healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs. I mean, this is exactly what we're doing today. And remember that no is a complete sentence. Oh, I just realized we have an absentee guest that we need. The ninja. He is the ninja of fuck your fears. He is here to like whoosh, get them away. Okay. And some of our fears are powerful, but the fears that we are talking about are blocking love. And we don't want that in 2019. We are here to ninja chop fears that block us from love. Whether you're in a relationship or you're online dating or you have a partner and you don't, and it feels kind of like dead inside and you don't feel desirable. So look at her in this picture. Surrender to setting limits. She puts up her hand, kind of like the possum did when he was fighting Cooper. So I am going to put up the ninja hands. It's fun to have boundaries. Let me know by typing yes if you feel good about the way you set boundaries. And we're also going to play with doming your date. Doming your date. Dominatrix, that's what I mean. Okay. Who looks like me? Oh, the girl. That's interesting. It is me. Especially the way her lips look. I like that, Jermaine. Thank you for pointing that out. So I'm going to put that on our little altar. We also have a little rose quartz and a beautiful piece of art that I made that says, make your own rules. Okay. So in part of making your own rules, it means you have to speak for them. And when someone says something that's different, you have to say yes or no. So many women get stuck in the like, I'm not sure, I don't care, whatever you want, because there's a fear of upsetting a man or upsetting your date or being difficult or being annoying or being demanding or bitchy. So who feels really good about your boundaries? Put up a yes for that. Make our little altar here. And I also brought a rose quartz for some clarity. Okay, so if you feel good about your boundaries, great. Then you can really dom your dates and really make them yours. And I want to tell you that when I learned about dominatrix and BDSM, which is bondage, sadomasochistic, that kind of stuff, the movies and books really tell us the wrong thing, right? Like Shade of Grey or whatever that movie is, it makes everybody think that there's pain involved. And I'm going to be teaching tonight in the third day of this challenge how to use your feminine ways to set boundaries and have pleasure. Because men, again, I want to just preface, if you're into women, when I say men, I want you to think about masculine energy, right? I don't want to be sexist. Okay. So Jermaine shares, I'm getting better, but I can't say I'm totally satisfied. Okay, so here's going to be the game for us tonight. We're going to learn how to dom the moment. And if you know any 3 or 4-year-olds, they are great doms. Because they speak what the fuck they want, they get what they want, they manipulate, they conjure, they use their coquettish ways to get what they want. And it's really amazing to watch them act out. So in terms of flirting or getting your groove on or getting your point across, we're going to play with how we have control over that no matter what. In terms of love, you can use this with anyone. I'm focusing on dating, but you can use these tools with your kid, your family, your work people. I know that some goddesses wrote in about, I know Peggy shared, and I think Fatima shared about work and how you have coworkers that like you don't speak the whole truth to because it's like too much, or it just doesn't feel good, or you're only sharing partial truths. So it's that kind of stuff that limits, that brings up the shadow. And when you bring up shadow, it's like you're keeping yourself in the dark. And when you're keeping yourself in the dark, you're letting fear win. And you don't want to let fear win because then you're not living fully. So I want to shout out the goddesses that did last night's challenge. Fatima, fucking brilliant. Your first post in the Awkward Enchanted Coven is this amazing. It's amazing. I want everyone to look at it when we disconnect. I am super fashionable. I am the life of the party. I have such a big heart. I am so caring and kind. I mean, this is gorgeous. The pictures, the colors, everything. Phoebe, amazing. She wrote resilient, calm, loyal, teacher, agreeable, radiant, amazing, quirky, insightful, creative. And she made the words like a wave. I want to shout out Peggy, who not only did it, but figured out the app. And her picture is fucking brilliant with your beautiful dimples. Lover, fighter, natural, full hair, leggy, fashionable, believer, imaginative, determined, intelligent, sensual, smiley, orgasmic, curious, spiritual, ambitious, and so many more. Okay, who else do we have? I think Rebecca Scott did one. I saw it today. Yes, she did one very creatively. It was a Facebook app and she used it. Oh my goodness, Joanna, who just sent me a text. Lover, priestess, treasure, cheerleader, funny, daring, courageous, goddess, shapeshifter, survivor, kick-ass, caring, beautiful. Amazing. I think that's all who did it. All right, so you can still post them. So if you didn't, I know, Claudine, I wanted to like give you a whole bunch of directions, but play on it. Or if you can't do it on Canva, figure out a way. I know Canva also has a phone app. It's a little more confusing, but when you do it online, take all week to do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, so continue to do them. Just a little bit of challenge rules or agreements. So tonight we have, obviously we're going to have a third challenge. We have 3 challenges so far. The first one was to write a letter to your fear and to love, those 2. Last night was to create the post with compliments about yourself. Tonight, you'll find out soon. Tomorrow night, there is no live class, but you will get a video. tomorrow night I am doing research and I'm going to a fetish party. And we'll talk about that a little bit tonight. Yes, post it. Jermaine and Claudine, maybe you goddesses can help each other figure it out, because it's really something that Canva is great in order to post pleasure items, because it makes it look so pretty. Okay, so I want to share that tomorrow night there'll be no class. I'm going to the fetish party, and I'm going to be using all the tools that I share with you tonight. So the challenge will be something around that. So, okay, what has anybody been noticing from any of the teachings that we've had so far? Like anything with any men in your life or any insights? The more you share about what you're getting from this, the more of that you'll get. So whenever you share a celebration, you'll get more of it. The laws of attraction exist. That's why it's important to get your voice in the room. Okay, so I'll be looking for those and sharing them out loud to help amplify whatever you're wanting, you will be getting. So I want to start with this question. If you could do whatever you want, if you could make your own rules, how would you have men serve you? It's an edgy question. Men in general, doesn't matter who. How would you have men serve you? I'm going to write that as the pinned post. If you could make your own rules, how would you have men serve you? Okay, so I will initiate this by sharing mine. So I have been wildly dating, and I don't really like that word, because dating comes with the idea that, like, oh, we're interviewing each other and, you know, it doesn't feel good. But what I've been really pushing my edge on, and when anybody not know what I mean when I say pushing edge, oh good, Anora, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, goddess. So thank you for inviting your sister friends into the coven. So I have been practicing doming the men that I write to on my Bumble account. And it's super fun because it creates this non-attachment. So does anybody in here have attachment issues? Type yes. Anybody have attachment issues? So like either you're attached to a person very quickly, or you get attached to a certain outcome, or you get attached to a man doing something a specific way. And again, possibly. Okay, I like that, Phoebe. That is quite dommy of you. You just drew me in. So the idea of doming, I want to infuse it with being loving to yourself. Okay, great with the attachment. Thank you, Anora, for sharing that. I feel like I have a really big attachment, and I also really want things to roll out a certain way, or I get pissed. But it's not just me. It's like my 16-year-old self gets pissed. So if someone doesn't show up on time, or they don't reach out to me when they say they're going to reach out to me, or they're not consistent, I start to get like, you fucking asshole. Like I get this really bitter, angry part of me that doesn't feel good. So this is going to really help with attachment issues. And here's why. When you dom someone, when you dom a man in the conversation, it almost doesn't even fucking matter what he says, because your body will be celebrating, your mind will be celebrating, I just fucking did that. And it creates this detachment, healthy, right? So if you're talking about a husband or a boyfriend, You don't want to have a non-attachment. You don't want to dissociate and not give a shit. But you want to be less attached to the outcome so that they don't feel expectations. And along the way, if you hear something that's helpful for you, really type it here. Like if you get an aha moment, type it in the comments so that you're seen and that it comes through your fingers. All of these things really matter, not just because it's cool, but because when you learn something new and you want to keep it with you to help digest it, you share it. Okay. And I'm also from Brooklyn, so I use my hands all over the place, and I'm looking at my nails that aren't done, and it's totally perfect. Just sharing that. Okay, so one way of really breaking that attachment piece, and I have found this even works online, is anybody dating online, put up an emoji. I'll put up an emoji. Put up a heart or something if you're dating online. Or if you want to date online, or if you've ever dated online, because this kind of stuff really works for that just as much as it does in person. Maybe it's even a little easier because you can notice your habits right away because you're not in front of the person. So we're gonna do a little exercise. And of course, when we're in the course, if this is something you want to do, not at the moment. Okay, great. Thank you, Honora. If the course is something you want to do, we'll practice this with each other. But I really want to talk about saying no. So everyone take a breath and just say the word no. Say it a couple of times. I'll do it too. No, 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 no. So play with how the word rolls out of your throat. And I really didn't plan to pull this card. I know it seems like I did, but surrender to setting limits. We have to get practice. Okay, so Phoebe says she has online dated, but not at the moment. So online dating is really good for practicing these skills because there actually is no attachment to the person. There is an attachment to our way of thinking and to our way of being with men that we can really see because you haven't met them yet, so who gives a shit? But you can see your, like, where you're awkward, where you feel stuck, where you do old habits right away. So let's try that again. So say no a bunch of times. No. Yes, you can type it as well. No. No. So now I'm going to tell you what to paint no with. So you can paint it, first say it with anger. No. Then say it and be coquettish, like sweet and flirty. No. Then say it with sadness. No. Yay, welcome Sheila. Then say no with conviction. No. Let that go. Then say no to a child that you love. No. Then say no with rage. No. Let that go. Put a smile on your face. Then say no with curiosity. No. No. Then say no as a joke. No. And let that go. Great. And the reason I'm not adding other words is because words dissipate feelings. Really digest that. Words dissipate feelings. When you are explaining yourself, it's not landing anywhere. It's like wah, 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 wah. When you're explaining yourself to a man, it's definitely saying wah, 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 wah. They just hear and see woman making faces, saying a lot of words, don't know what the fuck is happening. And even if you think they're listening, they're not retaining. Their brains are not formed that way. And I love men because they're so simple. We have made it a habit as women, as a culture, to make them complicated. But when you're fucking your love fears, it's so good to learn the new paradigm of being a goddess, which is, these are my words and I have spoken. And it doesn't mean you're a bitch. It doesn't mean you're mean. Even if you love someone so much, loving yourself is an act of love to them. Okay. So what did you experience when you said all the different no's? What happened? Or what did you hear when I was saying all the different no's? Yes, words dissipate feelings. So every time you want to have a conversation with a man, you want to share what's on your mind, it's a mess. Yeah, it's great. Because even when you're talking to a child, because when I was a stripper and I was a preschool teacher, I saw so many things that are the same. And we did this challenge in the relational embodied intimacy group, and there were men there. So I didn't say dom your date. I talked about flirting. But the power behind feeling the word yes is more important. And if you've been in any of my workshops, you know that I really am a big believer in sound over words. And no, like our card says today, is a full sentence. But also there's many ways to say no. So it's really about the context and the subtext of the word, which is what you're saying, Enora, that makes it more impactful. So we're going to play, but I really want your no's to be no. And so to practice it right now is utterly important. Utterly? It's important because if you've never said it before, the first time you say it to someone, or you might have a bunch of feelings about it. You might be like, oh, fuck, I sound mean, I sound nasty, da 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 da. But if it's just something natural, you can practice this in a mirror. Yay, Peggy, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, no is such a powerful word. It's only 2 letters. And you can also say it. So now my last challenge is, can you say no and be really sexy about it? No. No. So owning the no in all of its colors is so fun. So you can do it angry, sad, afraid, coquettish, flirty, disappointed. No, like to really give yourself that. And I'm a theater actor, but that doesn't mean that we're all not actors. Yeah, you say it all the time. And if it's not effective the way you're saying it, remember, words dissipate feelings. So for everyone, if you say no in your world and it's not effective, then it's because there's other words all around it. Okay, great ad, Karen. The emotion behind it made it clear. And we're exaggerating it right now, right? I'm saying no. I don't know where I would say no like that. But if I had to, I would. So if we practice, and that's the purpose of having this coven, if we do these exercises and we do these practices, when it comes up as something real in life, then it won't be new to us. And when it's not new, we won't put trauma on our body. Like if you're not comfortable saying no, or if you have a story about saying no, that means you're a bitch, you're nasty, you're angry, it won't come out so easily. So doming the situation means doming your date means you're being fucking clear. And men love that shit. So it could be something simple like choosing a restaurant. It could be picking a date. Giving them too many details, like they don't even care. So this recent experience, I almost had a date after this. And then I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I didn't ask. Now I live in Rockaway. I'm not fucking going anywhere else for a date. Unless I have other plans happening there. So for me, the practice of online dating has been to speak what I need, and not to question, not to ask, do you have a car? Do you want to come to Rockaway? It's like, great. Thursday night, 10 o'clock, here's the location. How's that? So you're not asking questions. You're more dominating the situation by being like ninja status. Here's where I'll be. 10 o'clock works for me. Is that okay with you? 3 sentences, very clear, done, done, done. Tell me how this feels hearing it. And especially those of you, so this works like, let's play with 2 things, right? If you're single or if you're in a partnership. Can you imagine this happening for you, where you speaking 3 sentences the most? Do this, come here, how's that? Or how does that work for you? Like, what kind of stuff does that bring up for you? Because I know that a lot of times, like I have one client, she's like, I don't want to be aggressive. And I realized that there's a difference between being aggressive and being assertive. Yes, it's queen. It's the way you speak as a queen. So the reason why online dating is fun, and part of me wants to suggest, and I don't want anyone to get in trouble, whatever that means, but if you made up a fictitious, I don't know, that doesn't feel like it has integrity. But I just want everyone to be able to use the online dating apps to practice this shit. And because they're just available. It's like when I used to work with kids, I would bring them to the library because there's just random kids to practice socialization with. And so it's the same here. So in Mama Gena's book, which I sometimes reference, it's called Mama Gena's Owner's and Operator's Guide to Men. She says her first exercise is to turn it on for a dork. Hey, Jen. So there are men at our disposal, at our use, all over the place. And you know, if somebody heard that from me in the wrong context, they could think I'm an asshole. But I'm speaking to all of you in this way because you can go to the guy at the bodega, you can go to the guy at the gym, the dude who's like opening the car door, and use them in a way that makes them better, that makes them great, that puts them in of service. Okay, so Lenore shares, explain the logic of telling them. I like them to pick the place and take the lead. Okay. Oh, Lenore, that's such a great question. We want that. Yes, I want that too. But until they get to know us, we are letting them know what we like. And once we give them a bank of our preferences, they can then do that. But if we are giving our power to them to make the choice, set the time, set the tone, it's giving them a lot of power, and it's hoping that they're Prince Charming. And you know what? They don't fucking know what we want, because if we don't declare what we want, there's no way they're going to know. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Okay, Peggy shares, I like the clarity. A lot of times I will add extra details because I'm not sure of what I want, or I don't know how to articulate what I want confidently. Amazing. Okay, so Peggy, just for that, if somebody says to you, what do you want? Where do you want to go eat? What day is good for you? The perfect response is, I'm not sure yet. Can I get back to you at 6 p.m.? Right? So then you've given yourself a window. Then you come to the awkward enchanted coven. You're like, okay, goddesses, I fucking was clear. What do I want? And then you can work it out with your sisters, because that's what we're here for. We love details. We love a lot of words. We can really digest. But men, it just puts too much pressure on them. And the truth is, they will be able to take over. They will be able to make those decisions, but they don't know us. So they're going to be like, this is too much work. And then they're going to fade out. Okay. Dorks, geeks, and nerds. Yes. Just like all of us. Awkwards. Okay. Claudine says, it's contrary to a lot of dating advice. You won't be feminine if you are the initiator. Of course. So we add our flair. This is not about being in your masculine. It's about being in your feminine and being clear, right? So the dating advice is based on 1955. Sit back and wait for your man. It's a dance. There's no absolutes. But let's say you both, I do believe a man should initiate the conversation. I do believe the man should initiate the invitation, but the place, the details, the location bring you pleasure. And that's what you're sharing. So let's set up a little role play. Because you know I like my role plays. Here's the man. And he's like, hey, you're really beautiful. Why, thank you so much. Getting a compliment from you feels really good. I'd love to see you again. Ooh, how fun. When are you available? I'm available Saturday. Great, where do you want to go? I'm not actually sure, but can I let you know tomorrow by text? Yes, that'll be perfect. Okay, bye. And then they part ways. So sharing your pleasure is not do this, come here, go there. The doming that I'm talking about is the feminine, the love dom. So sharing your desires and your pleasure is different than initiating and telling them what to do. Can I let you know? And not only can I let you know, but can I let you know by a certain time? Because then it takes out the feelings of like, when should I write? Should I write? All that stuff. Or if you even want to up the ante anymore, no, I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to get complicated. Okay. So any other questions so far? Or like, tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling, or how this could work for you, or any resistance you have. I'm really interested also in any resistance you have. Like, I don't think this will work, or I don't know. Or you can give me examples. Oh, just got a little pain in my head. You can give me examples of what it would be like either in an online dating exchange or in person. Let me see if I have any examples. Actually, let's play. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say I'm swiping around. And I want to share with you how I initiate that doms them. Oh, here's a cutie. Great combo is a must. He's 6'1". He likes dogs. Okay. Oh, I didn't get a boom right away. Okay, I want to show you an example of, okay, I got a boom. If you saw how I was swiping, I just, quick. I don't read, quick. Don't read, don't read, don't read, don't read. Certain things I don't tolerate, and then sometimes I do. There's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's just clicking. This alone has healed my attachment. Okay, being vulnerable and possibly being rejected in person. This kind of way of being, Phoebe, I really hear you, because I also don't like to be rejected on a lot of levels, like a lot of quirky ways that show up. By the way, I have tons of fears. That's why I teach this course. The way we're learning how to speak to men creates so much of a win on our part that it doesn't even fucking matter if they are not into it. You're being such a powerful human being using this kind of languaging that any human being is going to be like fucking impressed and magnetized. So the level of rejection is a story based on past. So if you gave yourself permission to stay in this power that you're feeling, right? Going on an amazing date, feeling really curious and turned on, And to stay in that hope and possibility. And even though the stories, and this is for everybody, the stories and the other experiences with men exist, what if you didn't bring that shit to the table for a new man? If you just said, you know what, I'm going to be in this and be my full authentic self right now. And no matter what, oh, I don't want to leave. No matter what, your truth moves you forward in life. So maybe the man that rejects you is driftwood. Sister Goddess Justine, I had, the man on New Year's, the guy that I was like really excited about that stopped talking to me. I shared a little bit with her and she said, oh, he's driftwood. I changed his name to Driftwood in my phone because it was irritating. He stopped talking to me. And Driftwood. Wait, which is an amazing prospect. Okay, so scrolling around, I'm going to tell you what I do. So I scroll fast, super fast. Ooh, shake that one back up in. Okay, so if I had a click, I then go to him and I read. This is how my grandparents met. Thought I'd give it a shot. Seeker of travel, meaningful connections, and the best pizza on the planet. No. Unmatch. I don't give a shit. Unmatch. Why? Not interested. But that experience of just scrolling and like prospecting in this way where I don't give a shit is so much healthier than any other way. Who the fuck is this? I didn't. Oh, okay. Not interested. And so it's that simple. You just keep scrolling. No attachment, no reading. So then, because as soon as you read and there's something cute, the female hormones, which we learned about in the video, if you didn't watch that, go back and watch it. It creates some estrogen and it creates some joy chemicals. And all of a sudden we're imagining we're visiting with his family in the Riviera because he's French. So to break the connection of like super attachment, whether it's to your husband's answer or to a man you meet online, is just move it. Energy, quick energy. But what I wanted to show you, actually, I'll give you an example of something I wrote. So somebody I connected to, the first thing I said to him, greetings. I get the sense that with you, anything is possible. It's really what I thought when I saw him. Another one, greetings, fine human. I find you physically attractive. You just share whatever you want. Here's another one. Yay, I love how clear you are about what you're wanting. Cheers to being present. Happy to connect to you. Here's another one. Greetings, your smile is full of light. They don't talk to each other. Here's another one. Greetings, I have a story that you're really good at being relaxed. Is that true? You're just sharing the initial thought that comes to your mind. You're not trying to be sexy or nice or cool or inviting. You're just speaking the immediate truth. And the immediate truth is something to really play with people you don't know. So turning it on for someone you're not attracted to is so much easier. And just like we did this, the word no, it builds the muscle of saying whatever you want to whoever you want, no matter what. And the win is so big that who gives a shit, whatever they say. Now, creating anxiety, what I want to say about anxiety or fear, for the most part, is it's not for the most part. In general, feelings, emotions, it's just energy. And the story that we create around the energy is what we believe. But it's not a fact, right? If you were rejected by Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they were all 6 feet tall, that does not mean that all men that are 6 feet tall are going to reject you. Does that make sense? Logically, of course, we all understand that, but our minds and bodies think like, oh, if I meet someone online, this, and this is going to happen. And it's simply not true. No one knows your baggage but you. So if you consciously leave your baggage behind, then you'll be able to be more present. And being present is the biggest turn on. I was looking for one of our charts, but I don't have it. Okay. So I am going to ask all of you a question, and whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching it right here, and this is some of the questions that we do in the course itself. And this course, the next Fuck Your Fears course, starts in February, towards the end of February. So if you're interested in doing that, let me know, because it is an 11-week showdown where you're guaranteed to have more ease in your life, more pleasure, more love, and manifestations. You know, that word gets tossed around a lot, but you actually can conjure things that you want. Some of the women that are in the course right now, they're like, I'm already getting things that are on my vision board. I'm like, great, let's think bigger, because if you limit yourself small, you achieve things really quickly. Okay, so my question to you is, what's happening for you right now in connection with me? So share that in the comment box. And it can be a thought, a sensation, or a feeling. Oh yeah, Peggy didn't waste a second. Not only that, but I want to shout out Peggy for her courage. She took advantage of the half off offer by making a video, which I'd love to now post in the course, the sales page. If you're interested, let me know if I could do that. Okay. Starting to feel release. Great, Fatima. And where is that release happening? Like, is it a physical sensation? Is it a mind sensation? Fire, excitement. Ooh, Jermaine, when you said that, my whole body got excited. Like my hands started to rub on my legs. What is happening for you right now in connection with me? Yes, I can definitely link the course. And if you're willing, in your mind, okay, cool. And is there anything happening in your body, Fatima? Like, do you feel heavy? Do you feel light? Do you feel any body parts clenching? Fire, yeah. Okay, and anyone else? What excitement, happy excitement, great. And where's that in your body? So this is a question I recently asked on a date. Release is a good word. Relaxation. Yeah, and I would also imagine, Peggy, you're like relaxed because you're gonna get like one-on-one support in a group and guidance on your way. That's exciting. So there's like, I'm already doing it. Okay, Fatima shares some tenseness around my heart. Okay, great. Great. It's so good to say that out loud. And the truth is, when you're working with something, like right now we're working with the heart, your ego energy will be like, oh, hell no, this is fucking scary. I'm not going into this arena. But you know you're safe, right? But your ego wants to protect you from taking risks, from moving fears, from playing with shadow. Because as you're doing that, your body wants to keep you safe. And that's where the fight, flight, or flee will happen. Okay, awesome. So Karen shares, thinking about all the possibilities, a sense of joy and excitement. Great. In your heart. Thank you, Claudine. Mostly in your chest. Yeah. I mean, it's really real. You know, people talk about magic, but we're talking about our hearts. And they're so precious. And we can stay in a cave and not be vulnerable and make sure everything and everyone else is fine and live in 1955. Or we can be here in 2019 and be like, you know what? My life is getting bigger every fucking moment. My heart is so precious that I am discerning where and when I open it up. That is our affirmation. That just came out so easily. Okay. My heart is so precious. I choose when and with who I open up to. Who does that rhyme? My heart is so precious. I choose when and with who I open up to. Boom. That does rhyme. Okay, I'm going to pin that comment. And I noticed that nobody answered my question to start. Maybe it got skipped over. But if you could have men serve you in any way, how would it look? Beautiful, Phoebe. I am feeling more. My heart is open and I flow with opportunities. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Time check. Gotcha. Great. So I also want to cover yes. Yes, yes, yes. How do we say yes? Excitement. Yes. How do you say excitement like times 10? Yes. 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 It would look like paradise. Ooh, say more about that. And say more about what is brilliant, Jermaine. Like what? No, I can't. Okay, good. We're back. What is brilliant? Oh, yeah. Tell me what's brilliant. So Phoebe shares, I would not doubt how they think or feel about me. That is how I want men to serve me. Beautiful. Phoebe, I have a task for you and anyone else who wants to take it on, a challenge. My challenge to you is to walk the earth as if everyone has a crush on you. What do you think about that? Oh, the affirmation about the heart. Great. Great. Because you know what? As women, we like to be in control. So if we give ourselves the permission to be in control, then we won't feel the shadow, which is like someone's going to take my heart and throw it on the floor. That won't, because that's a fear we all have. You know, abandonment and trust issues are rampant. Okay, Fatima shares, I'd have men serve me with touch, massages and cuddles. The feeling of closeness is what I desire from men at this point in my life. Beautiful. And they just want to know. So I get the feeling you knowing what you want means that you can ask someone, hey, do you have anyone in your life that you can ask that to, Fatima? Welcome, Lori. Because here's the thing, when you speak your desire, like, okay, so you've spoken your desire, Fatima, and Phoebe has spoken her desire, and Claudine says she would like it to look like paradise. So what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Are they bringing you groceries? Are they serving you a sparkling glass of water with lime in it? Like, how would you have men serve you? Okay, great, Fatima. And do you regularly ask for those things? Jermaine shares, I would love my man to serve me daily by asking, what do you need, my love? Oh, Jermaine, you can have that. You can have that. Do you believe that? That's a beautiful question. I'm just sitting with that for a moment. What do you need, my love? Is there a fear? I almost don't even want to say it. I just know you can have that. Okay, I haven't because I'm scared of it becoming physical too fast. Ooh, Fatima, what a good gem you just gave. Oh, I could talk about this subject forever. Okay, Jermaine, my challenge to all of you, I don't know how this is going to work, so I want to keep my original challenge, but my extra challenges are, for those of you who know these desires that you have, to see what it feels like to ask for them. So Jermaine, I personally know you can ask for that. And here's the thing, the other way of doming your date. Before you share your desire is to share the vulnerability. Very simple, you goddesses. We're not going into a big fucking explanation. The thing is, I'm nervous to share this. I feel funny asking this. These are the different ways you can, your entryway into vulnerability. I feel really stupid to ask this, but I want to ask you anyway. I have something to ask you, and it's making me nervous, but I want to ask you anyway. Sorry, I'm having some issues. I feel like a little girl asking this question, but I want to ask it anyway. So you're giving this person, hey, this isn't fucking easy for me. This isn't one of those things that you can hear while moving things around. I want you to, I need your attention because I feel really stupid right now. And I want to say what's on my mind. I want to ask you a question. Is now the time? No, scratch that. I feel really corny and I want to ask you something. Okay, I have. And when they do, when I asked, I felt empowered and paid attention and that my feelings were important. Okay, here's the biggest secret. I know what it is. I'll remember. Peggy shares, my love language is acts of service. So if my list is long, I love it. Taking the car to the dealer, fixing things around the house, investment planning, bringing me flowers, washing the cars, taking the dogs to the groomers, cooking delicious food. Amazing. Peggy, because you're already signed up for the Fuck Your Fears course, it's starting in February, keep that list going. Write all that shit down and keep it going. Keep it going, keep it going. Because there are men that would be so grateful to do those things for you. So grateful. They're so easy. It's already done. Already done. Okay. Claudine shares, I actually have a list written out somewhere. Bring that shit front and center. Bring it front and center. And here's why. And this is also, I should find it and take a photo. Yeah, keep that shit present. Whatever you focus on grows. Okay, where is she? Fatima, I'm scrolling back up to you. Oh, take you on trips, breakfast in bed, cuddle, tell me you're beautiful. Sensuality, care. This is Honora. Receptiveness, flirtation, kindness, touch, romance. Amazing. Okay. So Fatima, do you have anyone in your life that you know long enough that you don't necessarily want to be sexual with, but that you trust to practice this shit with? Yeah, and put your list on your altar, Claudine. Why is it asking me? So here's the thing. Right now, everyone knows at least one man they can ask something of. And if you don't, then my invitation to turn it on for a dork still stands. And here's how simple it could be. And this is actually the challenge. This is actually your homework. The challenge is to use this tomorrow at some point. We don't have live class tomorrow night. You will be getting a video, but there are men everywhere. Even if you don't know them, you can ask them for help. And it goes something like this. Like today I was at the gym and I was walking up the steps and there was a guy that was pretty close to me. And we got to the door and I was kind of like close to him. I could have got the door, opened it, but I just stood there. And he opened it and he moved back and I passed right through. So it's something simple like that. You don't even have to speak to them. But to just allow men to be chivalrous, allow them, and then give them your gratitude. Give them your love and your smile. Are there any people here who hate men? It's okay if you do. So let's see. I'm going to look at Peggy's list because it was so beautifully long. Taking the car to the dealer, fixing things around the house. Peggy, I challenge you, if you have a neighbor or a man friend, something that you could do yourself, not like fix the roof or like something major, but something like, can you hang a picture? Can you move the couch from one side to the other? I challenge you to ask. That's my challenge for you. And for everybody, okay, so Honora says, I read this before and I really like this. And I want to just end. I don't want to end, but I want to end on this. And when they do, I felt empowered. Okay, great. Now I know. I do not hate men. Phoebe, I really want to celebrate you. The last time that we were doing a bunch of challenges and you were involved, you had some stuff going on, and now your stuff is completely different. Peggy, you're on it. Amazing. Find shit for men to do and ask them to do it. So the part of this challenge is action, right? So we've done a bunch of stuff online, right? You posted your picture. I don't know, it got so hot in here. You posted your picture, posted if you didn't. You wrote your letter to Fear and Love. And now it's time. Well, it's time to leave the house and do this stuff with men, or you can use your phone. Ding, ding, ding. And your phone is for swiping. So if you don't have an app, I consider using one or writing to any man on Facebook. And the question to ask them is, what's happening for you right now in connection to me? And you are dominating the situation. You are asking him, be fucking present. So I was on a date the other night and he wasn't conscious at all. He was telling me, like, I don't know, some fucked up, annoying story about his ski trip. And maybe it's interesting, but not really. And you know how I knew it wasn't interesting? Because I was like, should we order food? And I have a food fucking addiction. So I was like, okay, what's happening? Why am I bored? And he was telling me about the ski trip. Then he started talking about his daughter. Thank you. And I felt you all saying bless you. And I was like, this is our first date. You're fucking boring me. I didn't want to say that. And then he said to me, so where were you born? Where are you from? Ugh. And I said, I'm sorry, can I really share what's happening for me when you ask me that question? I said, it makes me like, want to like run away. And I saw him get freaked out. And I leaned in and I was like, what is it like to be here with me right now? And he looked at me like that, like he had never considered that. I'm sorry, before I said that, when he said to me, where are you from? I said, why do you want to know? He's like, well, I'm getting personal with you. I want to know you better. I was like, oh, that feels really good to hear. But if I tell you where I'm from, does that make you know me better? Or does that limit? It feels like it's putting me in a box. And then I said to him, what is it like to be here with me right now? And he was literally stunned. And he was excited. And he said, I'm really like interested and curious. And I'm wondering if I'm sitting too close to you or if you're hungry, or if you want another drink, or if you even think if you like me. And all these questions came out. Men are I really want you to eat this up, you everybody. Men are naturally present. They think that we want them to ask a bunch of questions. They think we want to hear their stories. They think we want to know their life history. And you know who trained them? We did. We trained them to think these things are fucking important when actually we don't give a shit. And that's why dating feels like interviewing. Because we've created this dynamic. It's like, you tell me your story, I'll tell you mine. I went on vacation, you went on vacation, I went to that concert, you went to that concert. While some of that is important, it can turn into a cockfest. And by that I mean competitive. Oh, I went to that show. Oh, I went to that show and I sat in the first row. Oh, I went to that show, I sat in the first row, and I met the band. So when you get into that stuff, it's fucking boring. But when you get present, he hears you and you're training him to focus on you. High levels of focusing. And that is true doming. When you can get a man to be with you, it's so fucking brilliant. It's teaching him. All right, the word training, nobody likes it. It's teaching him how to listen to you, how to look at you, how to be with you, how to flirt with you. And that is where our power is. It's our ability to speak the truth and to be present. And the old paradigm of like, let's get to know each other, it won't be that stuffy and stale. Because when it's stuffy and stale and it's like, where are you from? Where'd you go to high school? All that stuff. Then when you get in bed or when you get intimate with that person, it's like, oh, I don't even know you. Just because you've been fact collecting doesn't mean you know a person. Oh my goodness, great. I love, Fatima, what you just shared. I was so weirded out about why I would feel in competition with the guy I was dating. Yeah, it happens so naturally. It kicks our own feminine energy away because our feminine energy is about curiosity and play and excitement. And masculine energy is about like, where'd you go? What'd you do? Bop, 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 bop. But the masculine that we want is the one that's like, this is the container. Here's where I want to be. Hold this space. So we're teaching them how to hold this space so that when we are making love with them, when we are intimate with them, they know how to do this back. So when I said to this man, what's happening for you right now with me? He leaned in. He was like, whoa. And then, and then I relaxed, and then we did share some stories or whatever. And then I would ask him, what is it like to share that story with me? He was telling me about his ex-wife. I was immediately fucking bored. And I said, what is it like to tell me this story about your ex-wife? No judgment, very neutral. And he's like, I don't know. It actually feels really stupid. Like, I don't even know why I would bring her up. And I was like, oh, good. Cool. We moved on. So sometimes, we walk down a path of like, why am I even sharing this shit? And so to be really present and not make him wrong, but just to really share what's happening in that moment. Okay, so clear. The challenge for tomorrow when we don't have a live session is to go out and ask and relate to men in this way. That's the clear challenge. Relate to men as a dom. Questions? Let me know what you are not clear about or what you've got from this tonight so far. Anybody have any questions? Because I know once you get involved in a challenge, you want to do it right. And I don't blame you. I want you to do this like well, not right, but well. And well enough for you. You know, maybe having a man open the door for you might be like edgy for you. Or asking your neighbor Frank to come and hang a picture might be edgy for you. What are we relating? Our truths. So, great question. So, your truth, yes, or you're asking for something, anything where you're empowering yourself that is based on the truth. So, it could be, oh, I know. Fatima, could be something like this. Okay, so the very specific question for men, and I'm coming back to you, Fatima. Oh, there was something else, Fatima, that I wanted to share. What's happening for you right now in connection with me? That's the question. I'm scrolling back. Okay, Fatima, it was something about your truth. So this is a big one. I'm going to give you a suggestion. So let's say it's a guy, right? Somebody that you're dating, I don't know, someone that you feel close enough to practice the truth with. So you can say to him, I'm going to find what your words were so I can use your words. This is fun. Okay. So you said, I would have men service me with touch, massages, and cuddles, the feeling of closeness. That is what I desire from men. So you can share this with someone that you know and trust enough, right? Be discerning and be like, there's something I want to share with you that feels really nerve-wracking for me. Or whatever your word is. And you can say, I have a desire and I'm not sure if I want you to meet it, but I want you to know it. Okay? And it would be, I really like cuddles and massages. Just so you know. I just want you to know that. So you're just sharing your truth. You're not saying I want that. You're just sharing it. Another possibility could be like, I feel really nervous to ask, but it makes me so happy and I get so much pleasure from massages. Would you massage my hands? Would you massage my shoulders? And to really, and I don't, we don't know each other well, so I don't really know where your edge is, but let me know if this is helpful or edgy or like you're a no. Okay, so Jermaine, yes, exactly. This is a great question. Keep me posted on how it goes. What's happening for you right now in connection with me? So if you say that sentence and your man's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Know that it's okay. They're learning. You're learning. You share. What's your connection? What's happening for you in connection with them? Lead the way. So if you think your man's going to be like, what kind of shit are you reading? Like, and make you feel bad, tell them, can I share what's happening for me right now? And use it in a good moment. So use it when you're really happy, right? Like, let's say your man is doing something around the house that feels really good. You can tell him, hey, can I tell you what's happening for me right now as I watch you unclog the toilet? He's going to be like, yeah. And you're going to say, I feel really turned on that I have a man that fixes things. It makes me feel so relaxed and it makes me want to kiss you. Something like that, so you're sharing the impact. Okay. Peggy shares, no questions. My first takeaway is that everything starts with my ability to be clear about what I want. Secondly, it's okay to not be perfect and just play. I'm like in love with you, Peggy. Yes. our minds of like, I have to be the perfect goddess. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as perfect, and we're only being hard on ourselves. Men don't give a shit. We're being hard on ourselves because we've been trained to be hard on ourselves by society. Okay, so Fatima says, it's definitely helpful. I am very edgy. I'll try that. And to make it really safe, you can do it on the phone. You know, you can send a text, but you can tell we're on for a minute, for an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half. I love this subject. So the challenge is to ask, share a truth, ask for a truth, share a truth, or receive. Basically interact with a man as a dom. Okay? And then come share. Ooh, that was scary. Come share in the Awkward Enchanted Coven right here about your experience. I'll put a post and then you write the comments underneath it. All right, everybody. So give me a yes, type yes, if you found this class useful. I found it useful. I also feel like there's something I wanted to share. Like I said, there was a big secret. Shit, I always think I'm going to save it. Type a bunch of yeses. Maybe I'll come back with it. It is one. I'll watch the replay and I'll remember what it was. It was something. Okay, Phoebe says, to break old patterns, mine is that I don't act, speak on what I want. Oh, great. Great. So Phoebe, let it be simple. Like when you go to the tea shop, right? Have your convictions be yes, no, thank you, I want that, I need that. Like really keep it simple, reel in on the explanations. Or it might be something like looking at someone in the eyes and saying, yes, please. Phoebe, I think you also said to say, I want you. So a really great exercise for that, here's just like mini coaching. It's like get in the mirror and look at yourself, look down, and then look up and say, I want you. Practice that shit so that when you say it for real in life, you'll know what you look like and you'll know how beautiful you are. Okay, so many golden nuggets. Great, Jermaine. I'm so glad. Yay. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so glad. Ask for a truth, share a truth, and receive. Boom. Thank you for writing those notes. I'm going to pin that comment. That's the challenge. And then come share it in the Awkward Enchanted Coven. Big old bonus points to make a video and share about what happens. All right. Thank you for the yeses. Woohoo! I cannot remember the secret that I was going to share, and I know it'll come to me at some point, so I will share it. No live class tomorrow. I'm at a fetish party, checking shit out, getting some research, getting some knowledge, and I will see you. Friday. Okay. Have a great night. Bye.